Singapore employees report the least psychological safety in Southeast Asia, with over 60% not feeling safe talking about mental health with their managers. To unpack what's behind this, we are joined by Alex Cummins from Mango Training. Alex, why do so many employees in Singapore feel unsafe discussing mental health?
So I think there's a number of reasons why Singaporeans feel unsafe to speak about their mental health at work. One of the reasons is that they fear that this will have repercussions on their career, on their opportunities for growth. I think there's a second reason, which is that Singapore is a pretty competitive culture. It values saving face, it values hierarchy, and so often control and composure equivocate to performance. And so people are reluctant to kind of break that norm. A third reason is that I think managers often don't actually know how to open the door to those kind of conversations. It's not so much that they don't want to, it's more that they don't have the skill set to do it. And so one of the things that we're doing at Mango is trying to give leaders that capability to have those safe conversations.
How does the lack of psychological safety affect team performance and retention?
So on a team level, I think there's a lot of research that shows there's a direct link between psychological safety and team performance. One of the first things is that if teams or team members don't feel safe, they tend to play it safe. And what that means is that they're less likely to take risks. They're less likely to challenge the status quo. And of course, this can have repercussions in terms of creativity inside an organization. A second reason is that if people don't feel safe, they're less likely to talk about mistakes and errors. And of course, this can impact the efficiency of a lot of organizations. So it's not just about wellness, it's also about performance. And thirdly, I think people, if they feel like an organization cares about them, they're more likely to be invested and engaged in that organization. And so it has a direct link to retention. So if we create psychological safety, we're more likely to retain our best people and our best talents.
Alex, if you can also share with us, what role should leaders play in creating mentally healthy workplaces?
So I think leaders, they don't need to be counselors or therapists. What they need to be able to do is to open the door to these conversations. And often a leader is best when they're really just listening and they're not trying to actually solve anything. So they need to be able to listen effectively. They also need to be able to kind of role model talking about mental health, helping people feel comfortable about it, perhaps sharing some of their own strategies for dealing with stress as well. And I think another key point is that leaders need to kind of balance vulnerability and competence. A lot of leaders that we work with, they fear being vulnerable because people will judge them. And so they need to be able to find a way to balance that competence and that vulnerability together to sort of reassure their team members.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, Alex.
Thank you so much for having me.
Again, that was Alex Cummins, Director of Mango Training. For more news, please visit sbr.com.sg.